Bartók, he wrote these duos for young students. They are quite simple in the beginning, throughout the book at least, and they get more and more complicated as you progress. We learned these pieces as kids, but you realize that there is so much in it.
Bartók was actually asked by a violinist to provide some educational material. Basically, the same happened with Luciano Berio just a good 50 years later. It was the same. A friend of his, musician, said like, yeah, there's not enough didactic material for two violins. This combination is actually fascinating because you see, of course, how much Berio uses Bartók as an inspiration and at the same time how different those two composers are, obviously.
There is obviously repertoire for two violins, but there is not that much. I mean, the issue with two violins is that you've cancelled out the bass. That is why many composers haven't really dared to go down that path. When you look at these two composers, they've really embraced the fact that it's two violins. And that is, they're living in the higher spheres.
It's very interesting to see that, for instance, with Berio, he has, especially in some duets, very clearly a more challenging part and a part which is easier, so intended for a younger student, for instance. With Bartók, I find it slightly less clear. I mean, you have obviously duets where one part has more melodic material and the other part has more accompaniment, but actually the level of difficulty is much more close. Curiously enough, this combination of Bartók and Berio duos has almost never been put on a recording together. And it seemed to both of us really fascinating to present two great composers of the 20th century, how they took actually didactic material and turned it into masterpieces.